Yeah.
Yeah. You are based in Singapore or overseas?
No, I am not in Singapore anymore. I'm in London actually.
Okay, good. Yeah. So what this whole Bridge Advisor is about, acquiring advisors,
Yeah.
in all aspects, 20 years experience. Basically, you teach, you relate your experience, and basically, definitely, you will have some case study. And
Okay.
so in short, you are a career coach, industry leader, and basically
Yeah.
you are a mentor per se.
Right. Okay.
So a person who wants to go into finance, and maybe you're in finance, or what trade are you in? It's easier.
Yeah, I'm in investment banking.
Again, you're in.
Investment banking.
Okay, so if someone wants to go into this trade, so they would like firstly to have someone to look up. Secondly, is that for in the event there is, secondly is for connection and connectivities. And thirdly is more for preventing scenarios that may have happened. So basically they learn from mistakes. That depends on how you are going to relate and what's your case study. So secondly, if you have an hourly rate, let's say 300, 400 USD, it doesn't work here because the lower you go, more content, more people will engage on your hourly rate. But the second royalty income comes from, we will reach out to the masses. So it could be on a FYI mentality that, Amit, you are a investment banker. I see what you are having, and I will know who to call in future. So it's not a need. Sorry, it's not a must, and it's not a need. It's more like if I know I need help, I will know where to find help. So
And how does that work in practice in terms of, for example, whatever, $100 an hour.
so
US
$100, 100 Sing dollars or 200 Sing. So basically they will engage is something like Calendarly. They engage you, then they will ask you questions like, so you start off with investment banking. Maybe you write there your career as your career in as an investment banker in this, in that, now currently in London. So your target audience could be people working in London and people working in Singapore. So if you're a British citizen, then basically you're talking to them. But basically, if you're talking to a Singapore audience, that could be a second or third video that will be actually reflecting it on your end. That means you have two audience, which you have so things that people can't do, you are able to do.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll give you a very simple example. 28, 29, 26, I bought my first private property. I doubt a 28, 29 Singaporean will be able to. So, firstly, property value has, during my time when I was 28, 29, it has went up 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Singapore. So I reckon if I'm a 28 years old, when I see my juniors, it's very difficult for them to own. Yeah. So something that you are able to do. So of course, if you, firstly now is that I don't think a Singapore citizen or Singapore who just graduated, firstly, able to afford real estate private property, unless they are doing businesses or they are doing well in investment. Investment got 2 types. If you will tell me they are punting, speculating in Bitcoin, this is not investment. So
that's just gambling.
Yeah, so gambling. So what goes up comes down. So in short, if you have a viable business, but businessmen who are doing generally well, 50 million revenue, they're normally of age. So that is the point. So things that we are able to do that the other party can't do, so that's where it becomes unique to them. So that's the whole idea. Yeah, I'm a businessman, so I never work for people. So basically, I'm not employable. So I do things out of norm, but I reach success very early. And I would say, if property, so I mean real estate. So if real estate went up, I do not know whether how far can it go, because the consumer, the 26, 27, 28 years old, they may not be able to afford even with a dual income. So of course there's option. Okay, you go to UK and buy properties, you go London, but London is similar to Singapore.
Yeah, London's very expensive.
Yeah. So there's options, but we will not know if. So most Singaporeans are not very exposed overseas. So most expats will come to Singapore to work, but most Singaporeans will not go overseas to work. Most Singaporeans.
Yeah, I mean 40% of the population in Singapore is expats. I mean, I was there 3 years, as you've probably seen on my profile, right? So I was there 3 years.
Yeah, so that's the whole gist about it. So as an advisor, you need to have a 40-minute session. The first video is talking about you. It's like a sales video. We promote about yourself, what you're trying to teach, what you're trying to relate, experience, and you need to think of what you're going to do next. So we do have our main website. This is where your video will be. This gentleman is from Thailand, so he's teaching people in Thailand for tax. This is from Iran, so he's a orthopedic surgeon or doctor. This is a Bitcoin investment. Indonesia. This is doing business in Indonesia. And this is in Singapore, but he's more into AI and artificial intelligence. Yeah, then so he created two videos. So that is how the whole thing comes. We are a startup. We started in maybe May. So now we are trying to get advisors. Then once advisors, we will reach out. So email, social media, LinkedIn, everything. So your fee. So anybody who click to this is a preview. Yeah. And it is also the same for. So you can do some reference. You can see the video. You can also see at our YouTube. So that's how you do your 1-hour session. 40-minute session, PowerPoint presentation. So people will. So the whole idea is that if I'm into digital transformation and I need some, so because his position is a CEO, then they will want to have a reference with him. They want to have a connection with him. So that is a gist about it. Yeah. So the second session.
How do you get your share of that? I mean, how does the income work for you and for me?
70-30. You're getting 70, we're getting 30. The video is $7, you'll be getting 350. So now let's say I click view session. It's $7. You will get 350.
Okay, fine. So
yeah, so that just why your money on the just why your content must not be shown in YouTube. Okay. Yeah, because YouTube don't pay you 350, and I don't think you are able to get. I think you need to get at least about 3,000 maybe 15,000 followers. So this is more on a platform, a job portal, career advisor, market leader, industrial player, a mentor. So that is the positioning we are going for. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
So that's how we do it. So you will be doing in London. We will be reaching out in UK. We'll also be sending out to Singapore. So it depends on your content. So he's coming from Singapore. He's he's trying to get people from Singapore. So indirectly, he's hiring people through this platform. Indirectly, he's also getting partners. So that's the whole idea. So we do a QC. We do a QC for your video. So you just, it's like a session now. We do a one-to-one. So basically you're doing a Zoom session yourself. We'll do the editing. We'll do the content writer. Then basically we'll post out. Then we will roughly know where you are targeting, and we'll reach out by millions. Yeah, something in this form. Yeah, millions.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how we reach out, by email. So social media, email, EDM, whichever. So the whole idea is to make people be aware of the brand. Secondly is that we are giving, so we are more focus into things that you have done and things that can be prevented. So definitely you make mistakes. I'm very sure.
Of course.
Yeah.
Everybody does, right?
Everybody does. So these mistakes can be prevented, but it also can be, and the scenario that you have done or scenario that you have went through may not be applicable again, because circumstances have changed and it depends on time and space. So a very clear cut, can I buy the second real estate? People will say, oh, 17% ABSD. It doesn't make sense. All right. So it makes sense. It doesn't make sense. And is there any other alternatives? But back when I was 26, 27, I bought like 987 real estate one shot. It's easy, and financing is 93%. But now financing is 75%, second property is 60% because of TDSR. So there's changes. So I would say, is there any option? Yes, maybe UK, maybe Australia, but what is the demographic? What's the property sentiment? So we need people like that to really open up the market and advise. So same thing, if I would like to invest in London, maybe you are a person that I can talk to, because maybe you're talking about doing business in London. Yeah, so something in that form. Yeah, so that is the whole game plan. Yeah.
No, that's interesting. And do you have any videos I can see on
our YouTube? Our YouTube.
Just from YouTube, okay. Fine.
Yeah, YouTube is a very good indication of what it does, and you can sign up as a. So $14 will give you for free member. You can sign up. Then basically you view the full session. Once you view the full session, it will be a 45 minutes. So that is how you position yourself. But basically everybody is different. His style and the other gentleman's style is also different. Yeah. So he's more Singapore, Indonesia. So he wants networking. So yeah. So he's more into Bitcoin investment. Yeah. So this person will do well when Bitcoin goes up. Yeah. So yeah, so that is how. So in short, if I am into a Bitcoin and I understand and I want help, I'll talk to Leonard. What do you think the market is? If I'm a long-term player, so same thing. If you're an investment player, banker, and you're doing something, then if there are any deals, they will ask your opinion. Do you think you should go into solar energy? Something in that form. So this is where they do a networking, but actually they do have an answer, but they're just asking for the sake of asking, but it's also another form of confirmation. So no two my things alike. So everybody is unique. Creativity comes into play, and everybody walks a different path. Everyone's life is different. Your experience, your perspective, your experience, and your mindset may be the same during that time, but it may evolve. And for example, you and I, maybe your thought process is ABC. My thought process is ABC, but after 5 years, I live differently from you. I went back to Singapore, you went back to US, and the culture will be different. And whatever methods and strategy you use may not be the same after 3 years. And even though you will tell me, it may not apply to this particular country. So very clear, when 2003, 2004, and 2005, the whole world is in turmoil. I mean, Singapore market is down, US is down, but Australia is doing well. So why? So now the whole world is down, but Singapore is doing well into real estate. So I'm a money person, so I in real estate. So why? So now the inflation is one factor that we're worried. The number two factor that we're worried is concerned is interest rate. But will it really go up so fast, or is it just myth? Nobody knows. So what can we do as a bystander, as a third party, or what is this information applicable to us? So something in that form. So personally, I think we are doing well because a lot of family offices are in Singapore. We did well for
gained a lot with the Hong Kong side of the Exodus, right?
Yes. So Exodus, yes.
The expats, right? Expats no longer want to be in Hong Kong.
Yes.
And because of the restrictions which have been there for COVID for the last couple of years, so people prefer now Singapore.
Yes.
And so they're moving in. So the expats are moving in. Naturally, the rentals in Singapore is obscene.
It's very high.
No, it's gone up. I mean, I'm comparing it from the time I was there when I left in 2019.
2019, yeah. So 2019 is maybe 6K for a 3-bedroom, but now it's about 8.5.
Yeah, it's 20% up, basically.
Yes, 20-25. So I do benefit from this run. Valuation went up by 20% as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
that's right, because we were
Yeah.
talking to some friends who, so in the apartment blocks we used to live in, I mean, they've gone up by 20-25%. Simple.
Yeah. So there's two schools of thought. Is that, oh, you need to sell, the market is correcting. Another one is that the market will not correct. We will be the leader in, so that we can't tell. So what the advice should be sound, as in two-way approach. One, in the event something happen, where is your arbitrage? Yeah, something in that form. So this is like advice. So it's like I'm advising you, something in that form. So
And what is the professional liability we have to be careful on? Because if you're advising somebody,
your
you need
your
to.
job your job. No, you will not have any professional liability. They will give. So basically, when we talk, let's say for all the speakers, it's based on you. But the liabilities or the issues that you will face is your current employer. Is your current employer. If you're under employment, and basically your employment contract states that you're not supposed to do it. So that's one
Yeah,
thing.
that's fine,
Yeah.
because I'm on my notice period at the moment. That's
Oh.
why I was listening into it, because
Yeah.
and I cannot do much till 1st of August anyway. But until 1st of August, for example, I would not be able to do anything because I'm not allowed to. I am not allowed to take any paid consultancy.
Yeah. So it is so whenever you talk, we have a description. Then when they do it, then so basically that's why I told you earlier, is that this is more like a awareness.
Yeah.
I need help. I know where to find, and I know who to talk to. Yes. So that is our advisory side. So through advisors, then of course you can do your job portal, and that is a secondary indirect way of getting other people to join us. So advisors is advisors, employers, job seekers. Members are those who are just wanting to seek advice. That's all.
Okay. Interesting. Fine.
Yeah. So So it's so you can, I mean, you can angle in a way where you want to target. You don't need to target London. You can just target Singapore. So basically, I was working in since when, and this is my life story. Looking for people who's going to investment banking. These are points to take note. That's all. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So maybe you run a team of maybe you're Goldman Sachs or whatever. Then what is your role and responsibility, and how do you tackle a certain case study? This will be interesting for people who is in the finance line. Then people, so that's how you engage the part 2 and part 3. Yeah. So things that things that you are able to do, and not many people is able to do. Yeah. So that is the whole thing. It's easy to do a business, but how to do a successful business? That's one thing. See, everybody can be a businessman, but how do you success? Secondly, you may be you may be working for someone, but you want to create something. It may not be as easy as 1, 2, 3 compared to your when you have a paycheck every month. So these are the concerns that you can relate and talk about. Yeah.
Fine. That would be good. So can you send me, I mean, so I should just go on your website, right?
Yeah, just go to the website, then sign up, then maybe you can just go to our YouTube and have just see 1 or 2 videos, then roughly you can tell. Firstly, you need to do is sign up. Secondly, prepare a video, your content, what you want, and you just talk. Like what I'm doing, I just talk. I don't have anything in front of me, but I've been doing for 8, 9 times. So I just talk. Yeah. Talk and talk and talk, then I relate. So it must be natural. Yeah.
Yeah, which is fine. Which is okay.
Yeah. Okay. You went back to UK is because you wanted to go back, or?
No, I wanted to go back.
Oh, so you are in Singapore for 3 years or more than that?
Yeah, it was only 3 years. So I was sent from the UK to Singapore for 3 years to develop the business. The business developed well.
Yeah.
So then they said, okay, come back and develop another business in the UK.
Okay.
This is the problem with banking, right? You
Yes.
are there, you run something and you run it for a few years, and then they say, okay, fine, now you've done well, you go to the next one. If you haven't done well, they fire you. Simple.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
too simple, right? You do
Yes.
it well, you can do more.
Yeah.
If you don't do it well, they fire
Yes.
you.
Yeah. So this is, so you are actually talking to me if I'm like 25, 26, wanting to go into, that means I aspire to be like you. Then the advice is what should I take? What should I take note? What should I be particular focus on? Something in that form. So that is where the whole conversation should be.
And it's a 40-minute video, you said.
Yeah. So case study will be good. PowerPoint. So at least I know what you are good at. So all these advisors do have. So it's mainly to create that type of content that you have, so that at least people know what you're doing, who you are targeting, who do you want to target. And you can say this in the video. And yeah, so case study will be good. Prediction model will be another thing. You predict something is going to happen, or why you say that, substantiate, then A, B, C, D, E. So if something goes wrong, then what can be done as a stopgap measure, something in that form. Yeah. So a very simple, real estate will go up, provided interest rate don't goes up to 4%. Provided funds are still coming in. Provided, so I can say something like that. So then they will think, why you say like that? Why do you want to say it this way? So it's because these are, and of course now the sentiment is very strong. Will there be, and provided there is a shortage of land and developers are not building. Yeah. So,
but in reality, you want the video to be enough for them to be encouraged them to come and talk to you, right?
Because
I mean, $7. Oh, sorry, yeah, $7. Let's look at it from a.
Yes.
It's not going to make you or me very rich. Right?
Yes. Yeah. It's more exposure.
Yeah, because if they start talking to you and you're charging them $250 an hour, then we are making money. Otherwise, it's just not worth the time.
Yeah, $250 they charge, and you'll be recorded, and you will spread to another region. Yeah, so there's a $250 and a $350, $7, but it's $350 all the way. Yeah,
which is fine. I mean, the split is fine. I think I understand that.
Yeah.
All right, let me do this. Let me have a look at your details, and I might come back to you. Maybe join your next session, go through a Q&A.
Yep, Ken. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.